Right, so again I've got this orange colour, but I'm actually mixing it with a fan brush, both sides. Now with that, I'm just going to come up, there's a cloud just below this one, just about there. Just using the corner of the brush. There's actually a big cliff that's going to come down, and this actually comes out of it, so I'll start in there and then I'll come out here and the colour will wash out a bit more, and then it goes up here slightly, just up into that area. Don't forget, I'm going to put darks into these clouds afterwards. The aim at first is to just get this colour on, this lovely orange hue to these clouds. There we go. Let that blend in, and then that can disappear off behind the little cliff that we're going to have in there. Now with that same brush, I'm just going to go and put, in fact I'm going to use a 1-inch brush, just along the horizon line, along here. I want some of this orange colour, so it starts off quite a lot brighter over at this edge. See, that's quite a lot brighter, and then as it's coming over I start running out of paint, and then that orange actually works its way through into that slightly, very very softly, and it's like little clouds along the horizon that we've got going on in there. You see how soft and how light I've kept it there, and then over in this side I've made it much darker and brighter with that orange there. So that's a good stage. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the same thing I've just done, but with a 1-inch brush. I'm going to change the colour. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use some phthalo blue, a small amount of phthalo blue, just in here. A bit of black, small amount of black, and then some, let's have a go, some burnt sienna into that, and the burnt sienna will turn it slightly brown. The tiniest amount of crimson into that as well. So black, crimson, blue, small amount of blue. Now it's good to try this colour first, so I'm just going to do that. So I want these clouds to be quite dark, fair enough, but I don't want it to be too blue. Now I'm going to get a tiny bit more red to that, just a bit more crimson into it. There. I want it to that crimson side, or a grey type mauve. That's it, just apply some of that colour up in there gently, and leave some of this orange, don't go right over it all, leave some of it showing through. There. And then let it drop down again there. They have character and a lot going on with these clouds, they really do. So I want to just get some of that darking basically, but I want it to go in there pretty soft. See, just over in here we've got this big mammoth cloud where I'm leaving that orange on that edge. I'm not going to destroy all that orange, so I'm going to go to the back side of it and then just brush into that. You can reload again, so I want it darker than it is there. And then we've got some little fluffy clouds that are going to come off of it up into here slightly. There. That's it. There. Now we're going to work into these quite a lot, so for this stage I'm happy with that. First of all, I wanted to just get the colour of the actual clouds correct. That's all I'm thinking about at first. Getting them dark enough or somewhere near dark enough for what I'm wanting. Right, now that same colour. I just want a little bit in this, I don't want a load. So I'm going to pull in from right to left and then just gently allow it to fade into that. See that? That's how I wanted that. It's nice and soft. Same over in here. I'm going to comb and I'm going to put dark centre to this. And it's going to get lighter the closer to the light source it gets. So I'm going to actually allow it to blend and just have the tiniest amount of that in there. There we go. And you can come back with a clean brush and blend it if you like, but I find you can usually get it in one go just with this one brush. That's great. Now again, just up in here we've got one right in top of the sky. Got loads of little things going on in there. So I'm just going to actually do that at first and just leave some little holes in the clouds. And blend a bit of that colour just into there. I'm going to actually use a fan brush and get some detail in with this also, because there's loads of little fluffy clouds going on up there. Put a little bit of that into there. Shadow colour. Just into that orange. You can go back with a clean brush and you can just go over these gently. Gently blend it with a corner up brush into there. Nice and soft. Same with that, just allow it to so soft and gentle in there. Actually blend some of that. Again, I'm going to blend this. Right. Great. Now I'm just checking it out, what I've got to do. Now we've also got quite a few individual clouds, which I'm going to do. And I'm going to actually paint them with the fan brush. So I'm going to get the same colour, which is the crimson, the blue, a bit of black, and then loads more crimson to that. There. I don't want this very dark, so I'm going to put some colour there and put some liquid white, some titanium white to it. There we go. Just lighten it off. Don't want it too dark, because some of these little clouds which we're going to be doing got some real character to them. Really, in fact, I nearly did it. I need to first of all just use the orange. Where I want the clouds, just put a little bit of orange in. Where I want these little individuals to be. There, that's one. Got a few little stringy ones along there. A really faint stringy one in there, which is just orange. That's not going to have no dark on it much, just a tiniest bit of dark on that. See, I'm just letting it wisp out. Same with this orange all the way up into here basically. With this orange it's quite strong just up in there, so you can go back into that and just reintegrate some little clouds that are getting hit by the light. Really does work well. Same up in there. Now I want on the horizon just here, I'm just going to use that colour that I just mixed up. I'm just going to create a couple of little stringy clouds, put it on at first, and then you can even come back and use a big one and soften that. Move the colour on your canvas. See that? Just want it to be nice and soft in there. Subtle. That's good. Right. At this stage I need to get some red. Some blue just up in here. I need a small amount of blue, so I'm just going to get a clean brush. I'm just going to use a small amount of blue, tiniest amount of blue though, because it's so strong, and then I want to put a bit of this mucky colour in with it as well, because it'll match it a bit more then. Don't want it to be too over the top. Bit of white to that, just some white to test it. That's about what I were after. Not very bright blue, just so that I can get a bit of something up in here, a bit of blue colour there. Same up in here, to get some blue in that. Away from that I want some blue as well, but don't kill that orange that you've got in there. Leave that in. That's why I'm going around it. With other mediums you would tackle this slightly different to how I'm tackling it now. Right. Back to a clean brush. And with that clean brush you can just use the corner and just help to blend that blue out slightly, so it's a nice gradual grade just up in there, and it also helps it mix with the liquid white that you've just put on there. That's good. Right, so I'm now back to my fan brush, the one with the darks and everything on it. I'm just using that dark colour that we've got up in here, and I'm just going to actually test it first. A bit dark at the moment, but it will be fine once I've mixed it with some liquid white. I'm just going to put some little indications of clouds, wispy parts coming from this cloud, some lovely wispy bits. It's really gorgeous when you get these effects with the light showing through the cloud, and you just get all these little wispy bits that have come off of the cloud, and they're all separated in individuals. You get tons of them, and it goes right into this cloud basically as well, just that wispiness that we've got going on in there. Blend it out slightly at the base. I want the darker one in there, so you just touch with the other side just to darken it slightly. Right, a few in there. Now we're going to have these wispy parts more or less right over the sky. Some of that goes over there, and then you have some gaps here and there, and you have some more. Just kept that other side dark, you see that, so that whenever I run out of a dark on this side, I can just go into that other edge and just use that. Individuals, tiny little individuals, just loads of little clouds going on in there, not much gaps in between them. Now, a little bit more of that going on. There's a way that this sky actually goes as well, so I want to indicate that with these. And it goes like, how can I explain it? At that sort of angle just in there. So So I want to let the colour run out basically in here, and I'm just going to be fast. See how loose I'm being in there? I'm just going to let some of them wisp off. Now just over in here on this cloud, I've got a few more of the wisping ones just going off up into that blue area again, just up in there. Really nice. I'm just making tiny little movements and then allowing it to mix with the liquid white on there. But I do love painting these skies with these little individual clouds going on. I really do enjoy it. Takes your time though. It really does take time to do this, but it's well worth it. The feeling you get in the end when you're finished. I'm going to really spend some time doing this. I want it to be perfect for you guys to see exactly how to do this effect, and not turn your sky green and, you know, all these little things that are really important. See, I've got a bit of white with this, that's why it's not coming out so strong. I've got a bit of white with it. There. Again, we've got a bit more of a gap just up in here, but these still clouds in there. Still indications of little clouds going on in there. So I'll just put a few in that cloud, just in there, and that actually goes right off down into there. See that? So I'm just tapping a bit of colour here and there, then I'm going back into it and just like touching it up, if you like. Touching it back into it, it helps it to mix with the liquid white and not be quite so dominant. It's lovely. That's quite a big cloud, is that one. Just in there. And you've still got a few little wispy bits just here and there. What you do as well, when you go into the orange, yeah, you'll find that you'll actually pick up some of the colour and then take it back out into the blue, and it's really neat how that works. A couple just in there, a couple of wispies a bit lower down there. So again, you can just come back, and any that are too sharp, you can make them a bit lighter in tone. Now just in this background over in here, I want it to be quite dark in here, so I'm just going to go back in. I'm just mushing in a bit of darker colour just to make it that little bit more moody in there. And that actually goes right up to there, and this cloud is all part of it. This cloud's part of this cloud. So allow that to get up into there. Now and again you'll have a few of the little wispy things going on up in there. And we actually have this dark coming right through over this side, and it comes into the blue, and that's from this cloud. And just in there, little holes in the clouds and stuff like that. Just in here it's quite moody, and I just want to leave some of that orange showing through. Don't kill all that orange. It's lovely. Darkness just there. It's good. I'm very happy with how this is going. It's looking just like I wanted it to. See, I want to keep it quite light in there. So it's sometimes an idea to just grab some titanium white with this same colour, but I want it to be so much lighter this time. With this light mauve mix, you can just come in and you can put tiny little bit of something up in the sky area, just up in there. See that? A few little clouds that are individuals. It's so much lighter, you only just see them. There. Even in these areas you could put a few little bits of cloud like that. And tiniest of shadows into this also. Just a bit of shadow going on in that. Now it's a good idea to just step back at this time. I know that I need to go back in a lot up in here with the clouds. I need to make them a little bit more solid. So just with these, I'll actually have it a bit more solid just in here, and then it'll go up into all this wispy stuff that we've got going on. Just with a few little areas of light showing through. There. I wanted it a bit more solid behind that. Same down in here. These little clouds, but I want it to be just a bit more solid than I've done it. And this actually, this part of the cloud here almost touches that. There we go. You just put loads more little ones in. There we go. You can even touch over there sometimes. Pick a tiny bit of that dark up, and then you can go back in here and put some more little indications of clouds and stuff going on in there. That's it. More that are just down in here. As you run out of colour as well, that's when usually I will go into the centre when I've run out of that colour. And I'll put something in about there. Nice one. A couple of ones just along there. This one's got a bit of a shadow as well to it. That one stays just red. Cool. A few little clouds up along the horizon. Just there. And then just over here, make it soft, mix it with liquid white. And then I'm going to allow it to just come out just softly into that. Now back to a blender brush. Actually, let's try and use this orange one. Yeah, that's fine. Just to allow that to blend right through. Nice and soft in there. Same over in here. Blend over that really gently. There we go. Now just up in here, just going to gently blend some of this that you've got. Just here and there, just give it a nice little soft blend right over it. If you do something like I just did and you get a bit of colour in the bright area, that's fine. Just blend it away and it'll just disappear.